Today, I want to talk to the folks who are just getting started in federal government construction. And maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, confused, frustrated, or even a little embarrassed that it's taking longer than you thought to get traction. And if that's you, you're not alone. In fact, almost everybody who gets into this space goes through the exact same thing. Let me start by saying this. If you've been feeling like federal contracting is a whole different language, that's because it is. And when you're learning a new language, you don't sound fluent on day one. You stumble, you mispronounce things, you second guess yourself, and you wonder if you're even doing it right. That's normal. That's part of the process. But here's the real truth. Most people come into this world with the wrong expectations. They think getting a cage code means money should start falling from the sky. They think registering in sam.gov is the finish line instead of the starting line. They think buying a course or reading an article means they're suddenly going to win a contract next week. And when that doesn't happen, they panic. They start second guessing everything. They jump from one strategy to another. They look for shortcuts. And all they do is make themselves more frustrated. What I want you to understand is this. Your reason for getting into federal contracting matters. Are you here because you're desperate for income? Are you burned out from the private sector? Are you trying to turn your business around? Are you trying to reinvent yourself? Your why matters because it determines how you show up. It determines how you react to setbacks. It determines whether you panic when things get slow or whether you stay curious and keep asking the right questions. And that's something I learned the hard way. Asking better questions changes everything in this world. Instead of saying, why isn't this working? You ask, what can I try next? Instead of saying, should I quit? You ask, what is the system I'm missing? Instead of saying, what do people who win consistently understand that I don't yet? When you ask better questions, you stop thinking like someone waiting for success and you start thinking like someone building success. I also want you to understand something else, because nobody talks about this. There's a massive gap between getting registered and getting results. In between those 2 points is the bottleneck, and everybody gets stuck there. You get flooded with advice, you get blasted with offers, you get pulled in 20 different directions. Everyone's telling you, do this, do that, here's the secret, here's the shortcut. And most of that advice isn't even meant for your business. It's generic, it's impersonal, it's noise. The truth is you need a mindset shift. You can't go into federal contracting with the idea of how fast can I win? You have to go into it with the idea of how fast can I learn? Because once you learn the game, once you understand the rules, the structure, the flow, then the wins come. But they come because you built a real foundation, not because you crossed your fingers. Now let's keep going, because this is where the journey really starts to make sense. This world rewards people who are mission-focused, not service-focused. If you've spent your whole career saying, here's what I do, you have to start asking a different question. The federal world cares about problems being solved, missions being completed, needs being met. When you shift from here's what I sell to here's the mission I help accomplish, you start seeing opportunities differently. You start positioning yourself differently, and the government starts treating you differently. Another thing you've got to understand is that no single strategy is going to save you. There is no magic bullet in federal contracting. Some people try capability statements, some focus on teaming, some go heavy on outreach, some stick entirely to bidding. The truth is, in the beginning, you should try things. You should experiment. You should explore. You shouldn't lock into one strategy out of fear. You learn by doing and you learn by testing. Think about it like a scientist. A scientist creates a hypothesis, tests it, studies what happened, and adjusts. If it fails, that isn't a defeat. That's data. You learn something. You move forward. You're smarter now than you were 10 minutes ago. That's how federal contracting works. Every attempt gives you more clarity, more confidence, and more understanding of where your best opportunities actually are. And hear me on this, buying courses or resources does not guarantee success. All they do is save you time. They give you structure. They give you a roadmap. But you still have to walk the road. You still have to do the work. You still have to build the foundation. Anyone who thinks education alone will carry them across the finish line is setting themselves up for disappointment. I've worked with a lot of small businesses over the years, and almost all of them had the same pattern. They believed the process was supposed to be fast. They believed it was supposed to be easy. They believed that if they were chosen, everything would fall into place. But what actually matters in federal contracting is your ability to adapt, to stay patient, to stay consistent, to move forward even when you're not seeing results yet. And that's what separates the people who win from the people who don't. Not talent, not intelligence, not money, just consistency and willingness to learn. So let me ask you, where are you right now? Are you approaching this world with curiosity or with desperation? Are you building a foundation or chasing shortcuts? Are you experimenting or are you frozen? Are you embracing the journey or resenting that it takes time? If you're listening to this and you're thinking, yo, Sean, I want to take this seriously. I want to stop messing around. I want to do federal contracting the right way. Then here's what I recommend. Schedule a Zoom with me. Go to GCExperts.com/Zoom. We'll look at where you are, what you're trying to accomplish, what's not working, and how to build a path that's realistic and winnable for your business. Because if you learn this game the right way, if you stay consistent, if you stay curious, and you stay resilient, there is more opportunity here than almost anywhere else in the construction world. I'll see you in the next one.